so that can't be good. It's sure been a heck of a drive ever since I picked up this trailer. In my first jet ski wave runner video, when we picked up those jet skis and we got home, my alternator died. Well, driving this trailer home, I noticed my brakes stopped working. The brake fluid is supposed to be somewhere up here. It's all the way down past here, so we're leaking brake fluid somewhere. So stopped here at your local Friendly Mire, picked up some brake fluid, some wrap fix duct tape, and we're gonna have to try to figure out where it's leaking so I can get home. Between the lights not working, my windshield wiper, this one, stopped moving, and now this, it's all being a bit of a hassle. Plus it's raining and it's about to get dark out, and with no lights on that trailer, it's gonna be one heck of a ride home, that's for sure. So we're gonna fill this up and see if we can't figure out where that leak is. There we go. Now that we got that filled back up, we can check for leaks. Looks like, is that something leaking off the back axle? So wet, so dirty down here. Oh yeah, there it is. Right there. Oh yeah, that's it right there. You can see, I don't know, might be a little dark, but right there, that part of the line's leaking, and that's where all our brake fluid's going. So I'm gonna try to patch this up. Hopefully we'll be okay to drive the hour and 20 minutes home. Okay, so I got this tape right here. This stuff's supposed to be good for fixing up pipes or stuff like that are leaking, so it's supposed to fuse to itself. It's kind of a double-sided tape. Wrap this up around it and hopefully, whoops, that should do what we're looking for. I don't know, it is pretty wet, so I don't know how well this is going to adhere to itself. I think that oil is going to screw with it. Maybe. So there we have it. That's the tape. It's still really leaking from there, so you can see it's just dripping right down in the parking lot. We'll have to hope that holds and make our way home. Oh man, this trip couldn't have gone any better, I tell you what. Okay, we'll get back on the road. Hopefully that will hold for the rest of the way home. If not, I got a couple of these, so might have to top it off a couple times if that doesn't work. So despite my best efforts, its brakes are still pretty much shot, at least the rear ones are. But luckily my windshield wipers are working. Yeah, that's good. If you've never had to crawl underneath your truck in the middle of a Meijer parking lot while it's pouring rain outside, can you really say you're living? I don't think so. So I got the trailer home safely. I'm looking it over. It's in a little bit of rough condition. Now, if you look closely, you'll see why exactly it was so cheap for me to buy. Okay, see that? I'll take you to the other side and show you an even better one. Oh yeah. So it's a little bent, to say the least. But hey, I got a good deal on it, so gonna try to fix it up and make it serviceable. Okay, so we'll get this axle off. Probably need to replace these bolts just because of how rusty they are. There's one. 3 more to go. Okay, so we got the axle off. Now we're going to try first straightening this piece right here. So we're going to do that with a bottle jack and some chains. Okay, so I got the chain rigged up, one on each end. I got the bottle jack in the middle. Try to crank this and see if it doesn't straighten the frame out. Shift its position every little bit. Just try to get it straight. Let's see if it holds its shape. Doesn't look like it. Actually, it is a lot straighter looking than it was. Yeah, it's looking a lot straighter. Okay, so this side is in clearly more rough shape than the other one. This one's in much worse condition, so this one's going to be a little bit harder to work with. But we'll see what we can do. I mean, considering it has a crack right there, we're going to have to find something out in order to bend it without breaking it or anything like that, but we'll see how it goes. Something just gave. Okay, I got that cranked down pretty much as far as I want it. You look down the line, it's pretty straight compared to how it used to be. If you look across to the other side, it's all pretty level now, pretty straight. Gotta say, it's going a lot easier than I thought it was going to, if you can believe it. It's starting to look pretty good. Okay, so I took the bottle jack off and it bent right back up, and it looks like it's because this part right here was bent upwards. Instead of straight, like that piece over there, you can see it has a slight bend upwards. So I'm going to flip this over. We're going to try to bottle jack it up like we did the other two spots and hopefully straighten this part out. Because unless we get this part straightened out, this part's not going to lay flat because it's always going to be pulled upwards by this angled piece. So we're going to try to straighten that out right now. Yep, so I got that about as straight as I think I'm going to be able to, all things considered. Still a little bit crooked, but I mean, it should be straight enough to work. Now we just got to get this part straightened out properly, and then bolt on those steel supports. Okay, we'll now do a quick test fitting of this beam on here. Okay, so we got this smaller crack on this side. We're going to try to fill it up with this Alumiweld rods. Picked these up at Harbor Freight. Never used them before. We're just going to try to patch this up. If it doesn't work, oh well. I think our steel beams that we're going to use to shore this up is going to do enough, but I just want to try these out. I've never tried these before. Just see how they go. You can use them with a normal propane torch like this one right here. So we're going to try to patch that up and see how well these do. Okay, so that's pretty rough looking. I doubt that's actually gonna hold anything. Yeah, so I already saw this. This is already falling off. I mean, you can see, you just pull on it with some pliers. It's didn't really stick to anything. Pulls right out. Probably didn't do it right, but we're just gonna skip that and then move on to the other stuff. So, okay, so here we got the beams that we're gonna use to straighten out the sides of the trailer on both sides. They're all steel. I think in total they weigh about 30 some pounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip off any oil that's remaining on them, and then we're going to paint them with some anti-rust primer and some anti-rust paint. And the paint that I bought should match up the trailer pretty good. It's like gray, so once that's on we'll be able to bolt these on, and then that paint should prevent them from rusting, taking it in and out of the water. So yeah, we'll get to it. Okay, so what I'm going to be using is just this acetone nail polish remover. Get it anywhere. It works real good at removing oil or sticky stuff, so we're just going to get started on these. Here we go, we got the primer right here. It's red, so we'll be able to cover this up with that other paint once we get this done. Wow, that's bright. That stuff is shiny. Okay, while this axle's off, I'm going to quickly paint it, make it look a little bit nicer. Hopefully stave off this rust from continuing to grow. So. Okay, so the axle's looking pretty good. While we let that dry, we'll get those steel beams bolted on here and we'll be in pretty good shape. Okay, so when I first started out this project, I was going to use these to strap the steel beams to the trailer frame. You saw that when I was doing my test fitting, that these things are bending a lot once we released the chain and it straightened out. So what I decided to do was go out and get these more hefty galvanized 1/2 inch diameter U-bolts. And they come with much thicker plates. These ones right here, these are like actual trailer bolts too. These ones, I got these ones at Lowe's, just from a bin, while these ones I actually ordered from a trailer parts store online. You can see just the difference between that thickness, so I feel a lot more confident using these ones than those ones, so let's get to attaching them. Okay, so we got this jacked up just enough to straighten it out along this beam. Now we're gonna clamp it down. So we got these, just put 2 on each side. Okay. Slide this lower support underneath. This one's going to support it from the bottom. Okay, we got this all bolted down. Now it's time for the moment of truth. Oh yeah, that's good. Now let's do the other side. Okay, so this side we got this crack. It sticks out a lot further, which is going to be an issue because then we can't clamp that bottom piece to be flush with it, so we're going to have to cut off a good amount right here. So okay, got this side done now. Time for the full-on moment of truth. Okay, looks pretty good. It's pretty straight looking. Okay, we're gonna put these bolts back on. This is just temporary to get it up and on the axle, but I'm gonna get new ones down the road, so these will do for this summer. But pretty good. There we go. Got all 4 bunks on. Looks pretty good. We'll get the skis on just for a test fit, and then we'll get the wiring all taken care of. So we're going to get this winch attached now. I haven't really thought about how I'm going to set it all up in the end, but for now we're just going to attach the one winch we have right now to right here. We're going to strap it down with these. It's not wide enough to bolt over it, so we're just going to clamp it down with these U-bolts right here. Eventually down the road I'll probably get another one to put over there so that we have 2 inches, but for now we're just going to roll with this one right here. There we go. Okay. We might need to move. Yeah, doesn't come forward far enough. Let's pull out that trailer first from underneath. Okay, so that's about where we want the skis to be when they're on the trailer. Okay, so I got this 2x2 beam. That winch post should fit right over this and clamp on. So we're going to slide this down here. So in order to get the other jet ski on this trailer, I got to take that winch, put it back on that so I can pull it back over here. There we go, got both jet skis on the trailer. That winch works real good in that spot that it's at right now. I'll have to get another one for the other side. Okay, so we're working on the lights. We've already got the wires out, took those out a while ago. I'm gonna check the light bulbs. They're kind of hard to get to on these lights just because of the way they're installed. Try to pop those assemblies out. Okay, so we got this right here. Looks like that light bulb might be busted. This one looks like it's busted too. So it looks like only thing we really have to replace is these light bulbs. Okay, so we got the trailer lights wired up. Got brand new lights in them. So now we'll just turn the lights on in the truck. And you can see they're working. Yep, right there. There we go. So now we know that we can wire these up to the trailer, get them installed, and we'll have brake lights. Okay, so in order to thread this wire back through the trailer frame, we're gonna have to first feed it through here, and then out through a hole on the bottom of the frame, which will then split up and pass through each separate side. So what we're gonna be using today is this metal wire. We're just gonna, it's kind of like a sewing needle almost. We're gonna thread this through like that, and then just pass it to the part where the hole is, and pull it out through the bottom. Now under here, here's that hole I was talking about. We're gonna pull the wire out through the bottom. Here's one of them. There we go. Now we got these two wires out. So there's a hole underneath here and a hole underneath this side. This one will go up through that hole. And then we'll use that metal wire to come up through here, and then just hook this back up through here and pull it through with that wire. Okay, that's all the way up through there. Okay, so we'll thread this up through here. I think that thing is right above that hole, so we should just be able to pull it through. It looks like, you can see, you might be able to see, but that line's coming up through that hole now. So it's getting pulled through. There we go. We got that side through. Okay, we're first going to rewire up this ground wire right here. Got this little solder sleeve. Just slide that in there. There. Like that. And we'll fire up this heat gun. Some monkeys in the woods. Shoot, just spilled my beer. Man. Still tastes good though. Blinkers now. Got the left blinker going. Yep, looks good. Let's see. Yep. That blinker's a little... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's going. We only need those 2 lights for our purposes for this trailer in Michigan, so... we're pretty much finished. So before we can take these anywhere, we gotta fix the brake line on this truck. I got a brake line kit in the mail. I'm gonna crawl up under there and rip out that old brake line that goes along the rear axle and install a new one. So here we go. Okay, so we gotta remove this tape that I put on there. There we go. Just break that loose. Now we got this clip right here. Here we go, we got both those points off. We gotta take this hose off. Okay, hold on to those bolts. This other 10mm one up here. There we go, right there. That's loose. There we go. Got that screw out. Okay, now we got the center hose that we need to pull out. Just connect this hose right here. There we go. It's breather hose. What size is that? Let's see. Yeah, 14. There we go. It's on. And it's coming off, looks like. Probably gonna break this line. Yeah. Just twisting it off. and snip this because that's gonna get stuck. There we go.
It's a new lap record!
We got that out. We'll plug that hole up for the time being. Here's what it looks like. Yeah. Got a new one of these fittings, new hose, so we'll get that. And then we'll get the new brake lines installed. Okay, the last part we need to remove from the brake system is that bracket up there. It's right here where it connects this hose, the center hose, to the main brake line that goes along the driver's side panel all the way to the back. That line disconnected. Now you just gotta take bolt off the bracket. That should pop right out. So we got this bolt right here. That's the one that connects to the bracket. So 15mm socket. There we go. We got that bolt off. Just pop it out. There's that bracket. Just pull it out. Right there. There we go. Okay, we got this bracket. We got to get this clip off, and then pop this out from the bracket. Maybe clean it up a little. Scrape off some of this rust. Repaint it. Then get a new hose on. There we go. There we go. Nothing a little percussive maintenance can't handle. Just get rid of the majority of the loose rust on there. We'll hit this bracket with some anti-rust primer that we got left over, just to keep it in good shape. And just let that dry. So these are all the parts we need. This is the left-hand brake line that goes on the left-hand wheel, and this is the one that goes across the rear axle to the right-hand side. These hoses are going to replace those old hoses too that connected to the brake calipers. So, okay, we got this center hose attached to the bracket. This part will attach to the axle with this fitting right here. Just slide on in, screw into that hole, then we'll attach the lines. Right hand brake line on this side and the left hand brake line on that side. So we'll get this mounted back up, then we'll get the lines installed. Just gotta put this back up through here, through that hole in the frame. That screwed in. Put this line tightened back down into this tube. Gotta invest in a portable light so we can get better views of these types of projects. Install the left-hand hose with its bracket. This screws right back in with that 10mm bolt that it came off with. Okay. There we go. Okay, so pull this old fitting off. Had this on here just to cover up the hole for the time being. Put a little bit of copper anti-seize on this, just so if we do have to replace it or do anything in that axle down the line, we can add that through there. And then that threaded on there. Okay, we won't tighten that all the way down, just so we can get these lines lined up, and if we need to adjust it, we'll adjust it. Okay, we'll get this left-hand line fixed in. Okay, so this one is the wrong size, so I'm going to just have to bend this myself to get it to fit. Stainless steel tubing's pretty flexible and it's meant to be bent, so it should be okay. There we go. Nice and tight. That line's in. Now let's get the axle line on. There we go. Clip that in. Up there. Got that clipped in. This screwed in over here. Okay. Can now get this bolted. Can now get this bolt tightened down all the way. There we go. While we're at it, we'll get this breather hose reattached after I trim off the bad end. There we go. Just like that. Look at that shiny new line on there. It's looking good. There we go. Okay, let's tighten this down, make sure it's on tight. There we go. brake lines. Just finished up bleeding the brakes. They work fine now, so don't have to worry about smashing the pedal down and feeling nothing anymore. So can now finally take that trailer to the lake. Whew, man, a lot of work. A lot of work going on this summer. Been pretty busy. Feels good though to have a truck that runs and stops too. That's kind of important. Probably take both these bad boys out this weekend out on the lake. Try out this trailer. Oh wait, I do still gotta get it licensed because yeah, I don't have a license plate for it yet, but we'll get that and then be out on the lake.